plugging away and doing little stuff here, figuring out my blues and just kind of placing these I'm just placing my outlines where they kind of all go and stuff. Okay. Just marking where all my stuff goes. Yeah, I think it's on a bit of an angle, but I can fix it later. Nothing serious tonight, but at least I'm figuring out kind of where all my buildings are. These buildings I don't really gotta do because my sky's in here later. Just I don't even really have to do this either, but this one should do. I'm using a pretty big brush to do these edges, so not as easy to make them perfect, but I save a little time. I blended, like I was explaining in my other live stream, I blended one of the main sky color. So the main sky color is blended here. It's not the color I'm using right now. I'm just using a color to kind of make all these edges where my buildings are touching the sky, just so I don't mess up my buildings, And once I have them all outlined, then I'll finally start applying the sky colors, and it'll slowly come to life, guys. You know, it takes a lot of effort. Takes a lot of effort, Eddie. Takes a lot of effort to bring it together. So let's just slowly piece it all together. Should work out. I'm gonna try to move my camera, guys, and put it somewhere closer a little bit, or is the angle all right? Do you guys want more? It's because it's charging, that's why I have it here. Like, I'm just trying to, so right now I'm just trying to figure out my outlines and everything for my buildings. Not using anything crazy color-wise. And then I'm start filling out, I figured out my darkest sky color. That color goes up here, kind of, and starts really getting lighter in this area. So you'll see me build that fade up, but I wanted to at least build that color up. That you can tell how dark that color is up here, you know. But that color is gonna be much lighter in this area. I just kind of put a layer of it there, you know. But up over here in this corner, way up here, like you can see right here in this corner of the whole image, that's that color right here. It's just, by the time it gets to this area, it becomes really light and everything. For now, I'm just kind of building up, like I said, just all the edges and everything to my buildings. I'm using a decent brush, nothing too crazy. Something that's a little medium size. I don't want to use anything so special, really. I don't gotta use any of my really special brushes for something. Over here, pretty much I'm just using white right now, but I'm giving it a little hint of blue, just so I can kind of, so I know that my sky's gonna go there, you know. I'm giving it the smallest touch. Hi, Candy. Thank you for stopping by, anyone that stops by. Thanks for stopping by, and at least giving me a view, you know, it counts. Hope you guys at least like the video a little bit, because that helps me. Please like it a little bit, even if you don't stick around for too long or whatever. Hopefully you guys can just at least like the video, because it helps a little bit, you know. This is my first couple of days on live, so I'd love to continue and just post these videos all the time and stuff. You know, these paintings take me such a long time, so I figure why not post them? Why not, like, just make videos, post videos of me just working on them and building them up and stuff. So nothing right now. I'm just applying two coats a little bit to my, because if I go way into the edges, if I use a color that's really similar, like this is just white, complete white with just barely a hint of blue in it. So what I can do with this is really good for me to know exactly where my edges are on these buildings. This is San Francisco, by the way. San Francisco skyline. Never thought I'd be coming back to art painting San Francisco. It's a really unique city, and honestly, it's a pretty unique choice. I'm actually surprised myself, guys, that I chose San Francisco to paint. So I'm giving the West Coast a little bit of attention here. You know, I'm a New York boy and I like the East Coast a lot, but I'm giving the West Coast a little bit more attention now. So nothing right now, I'm just slowly piecing together just these little parts, these little tiny parts over here, these really complicated little edges and stuff. If I'm able to just know where they start and end, and it's easier for me to place the whole entire painting later. You know, this right here is gonna be clouds, so I don't really have to fuck around with this right here. But it's still easier on my mind if I sometimes just go like this real quick. You know what I mean? Like just even the smallest little hint of blue right here, even if I don't gotta do this part right now, makes it so much easier for your mind, like to know the difference and stuff. It just makes it so much easier to break down the painting and stuff, because a painting like this is like really, really like, there's so much in it. There's so much detail and so much in it that it can be like, honestly, even for someone like me, it can be really overwhelming. I'm not gonna lie at times. So I just try to take it really slowly, and if I can dumb down little parts or whatever, even if it takes an extra 5-10 minutes or whatever, then I'll dumb it down, because it makes my life so much easier. And it's so freaking complicated to to uh, to piece together. Thank you for saying at school and stuff. I'm gonna try to just keep plugging away slowly at it. It's a lot of work. Once I really start making the buildings, each individual building, and I'm really zoomed in, it's like the lives will be really awesome and fun. Like I promise you guys that eventually they're gonna look much better, the views and this and that. It's always like this. Whenever I go to do the sky, it's really, really difficult. It's really complicated to put it in. You know, the sky can be hard. I made a little crooked there. I try to make my lines and my work as straight as possible first try, pretty much. I don't like to come back and play around too much with stuff. I really try to aim to make my stuff as best as possible first try. This color in here is much darker than what I'm using, but like I said again, well, it's a little too light. I can come in here and take a little bit of my sky color and just come in here. Because this point right here is really exposed. It's really exposed if you look over here into the sky. Right over there. It's way into the dark sky, so if I add a little darkness here onto both sides of this, it'll start to give it a little pop, and I can at least see where it is. I feel like that line's just a little off. I feel like, I like my sky tone. I try to match it as good as I could, but I feel like my sky tone is just a tad bit on the purple side, and I don't know, I was hoping for a little more of a greenish kind of undertone to it, which I tried to do. I think I'm pretty damn close, but I try to do like this. The screen doesn't really do justice on the color. It's a really, really complex color. There's a lot of greens and purples in this. Right in here, when I was playing with the color, you can see put a lot of greens in there and purples and stuff to try to figure out the sky. Skies for me, believe it or not, are one of the most difficult parts of the painting. For some strange reason, I always kind of stump myself. It's just a hard part for me. And then the buildings and all that architecture and stuff, that's like the main thing. That's like what I love to do. So that's the reason why I do these cityscapes and these kind of paintings. It's because that's like my real thing, you know? Like, I love just making out those buildings and all of that, you know? And I don't want to, and I want to make sure that when I make these, like, if I go to paint this over here, that I don't rush and like try to make it like blend in right away and this and that, because you know you can peel your paint if you work way too quick on the canvas. You can like actually fuck up your painting like really badly. So like I want to make sure my layer is dry if I do any test layers or whatever. It doesn't matter if it's a layer just to test. It doesn't matter if the sky is freaking blue and I put red right here. I could put red right here, you know, but I gotta let the red dry. I can't just start putting blue into it and mixing it before it dries, or else you're gonna really fuck up your painting, you know. So you gotta be super careful sometimes with what you do and everything. It's really delicate when it comes to painting things like this. The sky looks really blue, but you know, I have this image really zoomed in, so the sky's way up there. Things I'm excited to start making these paintings and stuff. I'm really excited and everything. Sometimes I kind of pause to myself and just look and look and look, and I try to figure out what I'm piecing together here and everything. Hello, how's it going, Kiana? So I try to piece everything together. Like I said earlier, my sky way on that side is a much lighter shade, but I'm only testing colors a little bit and figuring it out. Up here, it's pretty damn close to the color it's gonna be. Once I get this whole sky put in to like right here, like I put the whole blue, it'll be that lighter shade more to this side. Once I put that whole shade in and I start building the clouds, then the painting's really gonna start like looking to life. So like bear with me guys and everything. It's gonna take like a long time, but you know, you don't have to be here and this and that. You can check in, like I said, you know, as long as you follow, or at worst at least give the video a like, you know. It really helps, you know. And I can just keep building it up and stuff. And like I said, you know, you can check in every couple days and we'll alive and just see where I am or how the progress is. It'll get much more intense, much more fun and better. I'll do zoomed in shots and all of that crazy stuff. But for now, I'm just, like I said, I'm just kind of plugging away on edges and this and that. And just, yeah, I'm just gonna keep plugging away over here at the sky and the colors and stuff until I can kind of piece it together, and then from there I'll move on and stuff. You know, my phone's pretty charged, so I can move this thing to the other side of the studio. See if I can get it on this side over here. So pretty much now that I'm over here on this side or whatever, it's not like you guys are gonna see so much, but I can start to nothing, just look at my colors and see what I'm working with and stuff. I gotta still build up more blues. This is I'm just really getting started right here. So I got my main blue built up. this shade over here, right up in this realm, this dark ass shade of blue. It's right there, built up. You can see it. I don't know how close it is, but I think that shade of blue that I got is that undertone right around here. I think it's this color. It's like just a shade lighter than the darkest blue. Like I think I'm gonna have to make a shade darker for this area in the sky right here, if I'm not mistaken. But I think I'm pretty, it's that shade right there. It's like in here. It's hard to see on camera, but I swear to God, it's pretty damn close. So I'm gonna keep mixing these colors and everything, and I'm gonna uh, keep you guys posted and get back to you guys in a little bit. I'll be back on live in a little while, and I'm gonna keep mixing a couple colors and figure it out, because my sky, like I said, is really hard for me to just put on live. I'll do it, and I'm happy to show it, but it's really hard to move around and figure it out, you know. Once I really start doing buildings and start working on the painting and start working on the clouds and it comes to life, like that's when all the fun and all the crazy work starts coming. So let me try to keep playing away with it, but like I promised in my other live, I'd hop back on and at least show you guys that I'm working on the sky and trying to figure it all out. I hope you guys have a good night, and hopefully I might see you guys in a little while, like in an hour I might be back on. So hour or two I might be back on for like half an hour again, or an hour. um it's just really hard and complicated to figure out the sky, so I just gotta take a few minute break and really try to like figure out these colors over here, figure out the last 2 3 colors on the sky. And once I do figure those last 2 3 colors, then I can be like boom, i can I can really start making a dent on this. I'll most likely apply the sky and stuff while on live. I'll still do all that and everything. So I hope you guys stay around, and thanks for stopping in, anyone who did.